So welcome to BW Healthcare World. Thank you so much for joining us for the Media Bite. Just few minutes ago, there was a discussion around the grading of hospitals. Can you help us understand what is grading of hospitals and what does it mean for this country?
I think any rating or any grading in any system always have fallacies. Even in the hotel system, if you take it, that's where the classification has come from time immemorial. We all know that, hospitality industry. And however, over the years, that has been refined. And we know now that it's a 5-star, there will be a pool and there are certain facilities and guaranteed some of them. But having said that, every time, even after years of grading and rating, the fallacies will continue. For example, I will just say, I had been to Bangalore, one of the best hotels, and I asked them that your pool will be there because my grandchildren want to have a, swimming there. And the hotel said, yes, of course, we have the biggest pool in Bangalore. I went there and the pool was under repair. And we stayed there for 4 days and we couldn't. And then we had to go to another hotel to use the pool. So this happens in every industry and every system of rating and classification. However, I believe that, for example, we are now finding out ranking and, rating of students is not psychologically very good. And many schools are going back. However, they still say that there is a and A plus and so some kind of a ranking and rating is required for further development in our system. It could be wrong. For example, maybe Times of India or any magazine they may have their criteria, and Quality Council may have their criteria. In the US, most of the colleges, how Carnegie Mellon in the best honor, or how Stanford and Harvard are rated in business. But when it comes to chemistry, probably they are less than 10 rated, but in business they will be rated 1 or 2. So I think based on very strong criteria, which should evolve in course of time. I think rating has to come and I think it should stay. However, it has to be refined, number one. Number two is it has to be unbiased, and that is a major question in our country. It should not be corrupt, and if those parameters come in, I think this will help for our growth. India, being one of the largest countries, and healthcare is very huge. I think there is a lot of hurdles which you have to cross. But I think we should go in that direction. That's my humble opinion. Thank you.
And so when we're looking at grading the hospital or rating the hospital, there are various aspects of it. First question is, for every aspect, there has to be a different agency to do it. There could be media which is rating the hospital on various parameters. There could be quality agencies which kind of grade the hospital based on the parameters around the patient safety, quality, etc. And then there are patients and the patient's family based on their experience. Where do you think we should be making the beginning, keeping in mind the nation and the developed stage that we are in when it comes to healthcare?
It's a very excellent question and it's a dilemma. But I would say that government should take an initiative in this area. It can be done by private enterprises, but everything should be based on a criteria developed by the government or a consensus body. Every paper, every media, rating and all is not acceptable. And that happens only because such a criteria or such a rating is not there. If there was such a rating there, it will overwhelm all the other ratings, and so the others will, die down. Today in college, in business, in fact, no one says that after the the International College Association or something in the US, they rate it. And after that, nobody else rate it. I don't think any paper or Washington Post will say that is wrong. So they will only quote that this is a rating. So we have to develop our system of rating, our tools of rating, our parameters and yardsticks. That's very important.
Absolutely. I think we need to have a very scientific way to be able to rate and grade our hospitals. Before I let you go, sir, how do you think events such as CAHOCON can be a platform that can be used to bring up these issues, have a discussion around it, and kind of trigger the change that is required in our healthcare system?
CAHOCON, associations like CAHOCON can do a lot. We should go without pride or prejudice. I think if you look at it, the NABH, it's such a big country. NABH is the only one. And if you look at it, like 80,000 hospitals, and only 4,000 hospital has been accredited. So you can see the huge work ahead of us. So we should have either supportive agencies or parallel agencies which had been very well selected and appointed and by the government or a para-government system. And that way only we can go forward. And CAHOCON can play a major role in this one. I always, talking to my colleagues in CAHOCON because I'm also a patron there, and Venkatesh Tupilla is there, and so we want to sit down, and that's one of the brainstorm sessions we have, and make criteria that a classification is coming from the government, how we should direct it. A rating on the basis of quality coming from NABH or such associations or such organization, then how we should rate that. So there is India being huge in healthcare, and states are not. It's a shared subject. India, central government has got an idea, and immediately state government has an idea, and the conflicts are very common. So this is a platform where healthcare, and today you are talking about even one healthcare, not only universal healthcare. Yes. It is gone beyond universal healthcare to one healthcare. And so in this stage, we should sit together and really brainstorm and bring consensus with a lot of intelligentsia in India. But conflicts are the one, and the sites are the one which make us fragmented. So I will hope and appeal to everyone that CAHOCON like organizations should take the initiative and be a role model in doing that.
Sir, I'm very tempted to ask you one more question, if you allow me, and that is that when you're looking at the quality of healthcare being provided in any country, is an immediate outcome of the quality of the professionals that are there in the system. We in India are known for the doctors that we produce and train. But we also know the fact that the number of doctors that are needed in the healthcare system in India are far less than what we actually have on the ground. What do you think? And there's a pressure on the educational systems to more educational institutions to come up or have larger number of seats. How do you think we as a nation have to cope up between the balance between the quality of people that we produce and the quantity that we need?
I'm a firm believer that the quality should not be diluted for quantity. Okay? That is my appeal to NABH, that is my appeal to medical schools, and that is my appeal to MCI, every organization. We should see that whatever little we make or whatever big we make, we should have the minimum quality defined. And we are all educated people, and we just carried away by some other interest sometime. But this is a national interest. The real national interest is that the national development, and that national development can come only from honesty, and integrity and truthfulness. So we should exercise those values in deciding these matters also.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for taking out time. Lovely speaking with you, sir.